and welcome to a great business skills show here on IntellectualRadio.com. We are iHeart Station, and I am your host, Dr. Anthony O'Gant, here to do another show here on for great business skills. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us here at IntellectualRadio.com. We have shows here Sunday through Saturday, so I'm sure you find something to your liking. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button there. And you can also be notified on all the shows that we have going on throughout the week. And you can also go to intellectualradio.com and you can look at and go back and review and look at as many shows as you like, over the last 8, 10 years. So it's, a lot of shows there that you can go back, see some hosts, got a lot of good hosts here that you might want to stay in contact with and also follow. So do appreciate you all being here. And before we get started, I want to promote someone because I do like doing that. And if you want your business promoted here on the show, intellectualradio.com, the Great Business Skills Show, or my other show on Sundays, a Greater You Show, just give me a call or contact me via email, I should say, and then we can discuss it a little bit more and see if my show fit what you do, and we'll see where we can take it from there. So today I'm going to promote another young guy named, he's not really young, but I'm sure he like me calling him young, but Emmett Farmer. So are you 65 and older or know someone who is in need of Medicare assistance? Mr. Emmett Farmer is a licensed life and health insurance producer and an independent broker here. He can be reached at 773-908-9425 or eFarmer, the numeric number 2, eFarmer2 at ameritech.net. Emmett Farmer specializes in Medicare plans for seniors 65 and older. Also, if you are disabled and have Medicare, he can help you as well. He is licensed in Illinois, Texas, and in the process of being licensed in many other states also. So if you are 65 and older, or if you will become 65 within the next 6 to 12 months, contact Mr. Emmett Farmer to learn more about your available options. For more information, contact Mr. Emmett Farmer at 773-908-9425. That's 773-908-9425 or eFarmer, the numeric number 2. So eFarmer, FARMER 2 at ameritech.net. You also get a free consultation by mentioning that you heard about Emmett Farmer and his business here on a Great Business Skills Show as with the host, Dr. Anthony Algan, here on IntellectualRadio.com. And also, if you may know your grandmama or your mama might be getting near 65 and need some assistance with Medicare, you can also call on their behalf and he can give you some information that can help out your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, whoever you may have that may be approaching 65 or is 65 and older. So again, I'm Dr. Anthony O'Gant, and we are in part 2 of our series here on how to be a better entrepreneur. So this is what this series is, and also it's based off the book, Never Get Fired Again, one of the books that I've written. So as I always do at the beginning of the show, I do a recap because we get new people all the time and want to make sure I can at least try to catch you up to where we are in the particular series and how we do the series. So this show, Great Business Skills Show, is a book club, a coaching session, and a business class all wrapped into one, right? So getting you a lot of good information on business. So even if you're not in business and you know someone who is, then obviously this will help them as well. Getting the business skills, because we all need to get better at being an entrepreneur and get better business skills, because it's not as easy as it looks to be an entrepreneur. So I want to do my part to help you with that in regards to getting you better business skills. So to do a recap, we came from the foundational lesson for last week's episode or last session was lesson 2 from the book. And we talked about regarding you being a driver of your own working present and your working future. And we use the example of driving a car. And, you can be the driver, you can be the passenger, but when you're the passenger, people can tell you to get out. And that's what happened when you are working for some companies. They can say, get out, regardless of what's going on in your life. They say, get out. You got to get out. I mean, you can get mad all you want, but you still have to get out. So if you're the driver, then you would never put you out the car. In other words, if you hire yourself, you would never fire yourself. And you would never even think about firing you, even if you hire you. Now, someone else, if you work for someone else, then they can think about firing you because they hired you. And again, we're not saying that that's bad or good. We're just saying it's different. So if you want to take control of your working present and working future, we talked about how you have to be the driver, and you have to look at sometime when you're forced out of a company, that outdoor may be the actual indoor. They may have put you out of their company, but they might have gave you the opportunity to put you in the entrepreneurship realm so you can be your own, be in business yourself. We talked about as well, what is an entrepreneur, the person that starts a business enterprise and help it grow, take it from its embryo state and help it grow. And we talked about how you have to sell you on you. We do a real good job selling ourselves to other people. That's why we make resumes and everything to hope that that seller's on paper, so to speak. And then we do an interview and hope that we sell ourselves to that company or to that interviewer. Then hopefully they hire us. However, if you're going to be a better entrepreneur, you have to get good at selling you to you as often as possible. You don't sell you to you just one time. You may have to sell you to you one time every week. Might be one time a day. Might be one time an hour sometime in entrepreneurship, because that's what you have to do. You have to sell you to you and realize you're a good person to work for. Excuse me, realize that who you're working for. As a boss, you're a good boss to work for. And then as a good employee, you're a good employee to work for too, in that aspect. So we talked about that you may be a corporate misfit. And if you're a corporate misfit, it means you probably fit in perfectly in the entrepreneurship realm. So just because you don't fit into the corporate arena does not mean that you're a bad person. It just may mean that you fit in perfectly with being an entrepreneur. So we talked about those things last week. Those are some of the things we talked about obviously in the last session. And so obviously we build on every session. So this particular session or episode, the foundational lesson is lesson 9. And we're going to learn some things today on who do you work for, and that there's always work to do. And when you're in business, there's always work to do. You can't be an entrepreneur and say, I don't have any work to do. No, 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 no. That doesn't work here. There's always work to do being an entrepreneur, especially if you're starting out and you're starting off with a 1, 2, 3 person type of situation. You the accountant, you the janitor, you the secretary, you the public relations person, you everybody, right? Uh, so since you're everybody, you always have something to do when you first started because you're everybody. Now, eventually, what some people like to do when they become entrepreneurs, they like to delegate. They like to tell everybody what to do, right? Especially if they've been a manager or supervisor or had some type of authority on the job. They think when they become an entrepreneur, they're supposed to just tell everybody what to do and they're supposed to do it. Well, now here's the difference between telling people what to do when you're an entrepreneur compared to telling people what to do when you're on the job. See, on a job, you're telling people what to do because their job is to listen to you. They get paid from the company to listen to you. When you're an entrepreneur, when you tell people what to do out here as an entrepreneur, you got to pay them. So just keep in mind that all delegation you're gonna need some dollars. Meaning you're gonna have to pay some people when you tell them what to do for you. You have to pay them. Now that's maybe a little bit of rude awakening for everybody because everybody can't do stuff for free because they're in business too, and things of that nature. Unlike when you're at work, again, that person's job might be the secretary. So you can say, hey, do this for me. Well, that's their job anyway, and you're not paying them. So it's easy to give people instructions or directions or delegate things to people when it's not on your dime. But when it's on your dime, now you have to actually pay those people to do that work. So this is one reason why it's so important that you understand that you have to do so much work being an entrepreneur, and that you have to have your hands on and hands in a whole lot of different things, because eventually as you get bigger, you're going to probably pass on some of these responsibilities to someone else. Now, the good thing about that is when you pass on responsibilities to someone else, you're going to hand it off to people, and you hand off things that you had your hands on. See, a lot of times people don't do a lot of things in their business. They're trying to hand off things to people that they don't even know how long it takes to do that, what's involved with doing that. This is why a lot of people argue someone's price and say, well, you're going to charge me that much money to do that? Well, you don't know what it takes to do that. That's why you think it's cost too much, right? But when you're an entrepreneur, you know how much time it takes you to do things. You know how much cost it takes to do it. You know it takes 2 weeks to do this, and it works better during the day or evening, whatever it may be. So this is something you need to understand when you want to go delegating as an entrepreneur. It's going to cost you dollars. So in this instance, you must understand as an entrepreneur that you are always looking for work. because there's always work to do. Always work to do. You have to always be involved with some form of work as being an entrepreneur. The more you understand, or the better you understand that, the better you put yourself in a position to do better as being an entrepreneur and do better in your business. But since there's always work to do, see, here's something that I realized years ago when I first got in business, that every day I woke up, I was unemployed. And every day I wake up today, I'm unemployed, so to speak, right? And if you're unemployed, some people say, well, you need to go look for work or look for a job, right? Well, as an entrepreneur, you need to go look for work. And one of the things you need to do, you need to look for customers. That's one of the things you need to do often. That's part of your work. You need to look for customers, and then you need to work with the customers that you have found. You didn't find a customer yesterday, you need to go look for one today. You found one yesterday, you need to look for one today and then help the one that you found yesterday. That's just how the business goes. If you want to be a better entrepreneur, you're going to have to always look for work. Now, here's the thing: the moment you stop looking for work is the moment you're going to start looking for a job. In other words, the moment you stop looking at the road that you're driving on, being the driver, is the moment you're gonna start looking for some passenger seats to sit in. And you can't be the driver looking for passenger seats. In order to be a driver, once you're in the seat, you're looking at the road, you're looking at the people in front of you, behind you, on the side of you. You are paying attention to the road that you're driving on. Well, once you become an entrepreneur, you're paying attention to all these other things that goes on in regards to your business that you need to take advantage of and need to watch. So if you don't get good at that, then the first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna start looking for a job. I remember that happened to me one time. I stopped looking for work in my business, and next thing I knew, I was looking for a job. What they paying over there? They hiring over there. They got something from between this time, because I stopped looking for work. See, as long as you're an entrepreneur, you don't know who hiring, right? Because you have so much work to do, and when we stop doing the work that we need to do, then we find ourselves in a situation where we might start looking for a job. Again, there's nothing wrong with the job. So I'm not coming against people looking for a job, but this is a business skill show. So we're trying to learn how to do better in business. And a lot of times we don't actually go to school, we don't take business classes and all that when we first get into business, especially if we were forced out of a company. If the company said go, get out, I didn't have time to go to business school. Right? I mean, today is Friday, they told me to get out. I can't go to business school. I got to make some money. I got to pay my mortgage, rent, car notes, school tuition, whatever, right? I have to take care of my life. So, I'm just get out there and start baking these cakes that I have. I'm gonna get out there and start, cutting people's yards. I'm gonna go do something right away because I need to start earning money. So a lot of times we don't get involved with education or learning about how to do business better because of the fact that a lot of us never had the chance to stop our life and go to business school to learn that. So this is one reason why you're watching a program like mine, right? So you can learn some skill sets so you can use them. Now, here's something you need to realize: because there's always work to do, and you should always be in the process of looking for work. And you need to ask yourself at the end of the day: did you look for work today, right? And not did you look for a job? Did you look for work today? Did you look for somebody to uh, help as far as with your business, or did you look for somebody that you already work with in your business to help them finish up a project or whatever it may be with the business? If you're not doing that, then again, you're gonna fall further and further behind. Now, I said there's always work to do, right? There's always work to do when you're in business. So here's something you must understand, and I didn't understand this when I first got in business. It took a decade and some change for me to realize, like, whoa, right? Because you have to do everything. So really, your business has business parts. And if you look at any company that you work for, if you have the opportunity to work for a company anytime, they have business parts, or they may call them departments. They have now. You may not work in every department. You may work in your department, someone else work in another department, but you need both of those departments to make the business work. And unfortunately, when we come out in business, we don't realize that our business has business departments as well. We have business departments too, but when you work in just one department at your business, let's say for instance you were part of I don't know, let's put you part of the customer service. You part of customer service at your job. So you're just doing customer service. You don't have any idea of what else going on with any other department but the customer service department. That's all you do. If you work in a factory and you load the trucks, or you're in the supply department, you don't have any interest in any of the other parts. You just make sure when you come and do your job, that's what you do for 8 hours or whatever the time frame may be, 40 hours a week, and you've been doing that for the last 5 years. So we don't even have the concept a lot of times that there are business parts associated with my own business, even though I may be a sole proprietor. I may be, a partner with people. I may have be five of us doing something. We have different parts, and all these parts have to be tended to very, very often in order to make sure the business can thrive. If the business is not thriving, and then it's going to probably be starving, right? So that means that we have to take care of all these business parts. So we're going to go over a few of the business parts in today's session, just so you can have an idea. Now, we're not going to go over all the business parts that's available, but just try to go over about five or six of them so you can have an idea of some of the business parts that you need to have have a grasp on, that you're going to have to do work with and work in on a daily, weekly, monthly basis so you can do better as an entrepreneur. So I'm going to use as an example the human body. That's what I'm going to use, the human body as the example. And so that you can kind of get an idea how this works. And I try to keep things as simple as I can so we can understand it, right? So let's start at the bottom, and we're going to work our way up from there, I guess. So let's start at the feet and the legs. And when you think of your feet and your legs, obviously your feet are there to help you stand, and your legs and your feet together, they can help you walk or run, right? So the feet and the legs to your business is your sales department and your marketing department. Your sales department, that's the feet to your business. Your business can't stand without feet, right? If you don't have sales, your business is gonna fail. That's why the sales department is so important. Now, see, when you work in another department at your company, you don't know how important the sales department is at your company because you don't work there. You the secretary. You work somewhere else, right? You don't understand that if you don't have sales people working for that company is not going to earn any money because nobody's out there selling to bring money into the company. So this money that comes into the company can pay all these other departments or fund these other departments too. So sales are very important. You need to make sure that you have a sales department because you are the sales manager. You also the sales consultant. You the salesperson. You everything when you're in business. That's why see that's work to do. So you may say, no, no, no. I don't like selling anything. I don't want to sell anything. Ooh, 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 sales. I don't want. If you're gonna be in business, you better sell some of the stuff you have. Otherwise, you can't stay in business. If you are a restaurant and you don't go out there and sell those cheeseburgers or whatever you got, tacos or whatever you selling at that restaurant, if you don't get out there and sell those tacos, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to close down taco shop, right? You have to close it down because you're not selling anything. Well, again, like I said, the legs are attached to the feet, right? And that's your marketing department. See, marketing help you produce sales as well. So if you're not doing any type of marketing and you're not making any type of sales, you don't have feet to stand on, nor do you have legs to move. And so this is why a lot of times we have problems in business because we're not marketing anybody and we're not selling anybody because we're afraid to sell. For some reason, we think everybody's supposed to just knock on our door and say, you know what? I want to buy what you sell. I don't know what you're selling, but I want to buy it. Now it'd be nice if it went that way, but the reality that's not how it goes because there's work that you have to do. This is part of a couple of your sales department and the marketing department. You are the marketing manager. You are the marketing person. You all that. So you have to learn stuff about marketing and learn stuff about sales. So another area of your business, we're gonna use the arms and hands, right? And that is, arms and hands, arms you can carry things with, hands you can grab things with. Matter of fact, you can give hugs and everything with arms, right? You can do all that good stuff, right? So your arms and hands to your business is your business suppliers and customer service departments. See, you're gonna have to have a customer service department because sometimes people, you have to service customers, right? If you don't have a customer service department, how are you gonna serve the customers that you get? And if you don't have a business supply department, how are you gonna actually supply your business with things? So let's use that restaurant that I was talking about. So if you have a restaurant, chances are you're not growing all the food you're cooking in the back of the restaurant. You're purchasing food. Yeah, I need this many steaks. I mean, this much lettuce, these many hamburger buns, whatever it may be, right? So you actually have that's called suppliership. So you have to have a supply department. So that means you got to talk to those people. Hey, I need 25 buns and 25 hamburgers, whatever, right? You need all this different stuff. I need plastic bags, I need napkins, I need forks, I need glasses or paper cups. I need straws. So you have to do all this. That's part of your department. So while you're doing that, but you still have a customer service department. Your customer service department is a little bit different than your business supply department. So those are departments that you have. So if you don't have customer service, business supply, you don't have marketing, you don't have sales, see how your business can kind of like fall apart. It's kind of hard to be a successful entrepreneur without just those elements, right? So let's go to eyes and ears. And with eyes can help you see, and obviously ears help you hear. So this is your research and development department. See, RE means back and search means to see. So see again. So you have to always do a research and develop. You research out, well, what's working for customers here. Do they like to eat this type of food at this time? Do they like to listen to this type of music at this time? Whatever your business may happen to be. So you have to research it out and see what's working, right? And then say, ooh, you have to listen because customers may be telling you, you know what? I know you got these cheeseburgers on the menu, right, at your restaurant, right? Boy, I sure would like some tacos. You got to hear that, right? So next thing you know, say, next month we have tacos too. Then because you're listening, so you're developing a good taco recipe, right? Because you're gonna have tacos on Tuesday, right? Whatever it may be, because this is your restaurant, right? So this is the thing that you're trying to do. And what I'm giving you all, even though I'm using the restaurant as the example, you apply this same thing to your business because it works for all businesses. All businesses need a research and development department. If you don't research what your product is and what your product can do and how to make the product better and how to expand it out to more people finding your market, all these different things, and you don't develop more things, then how are you going to actually market something you don't develop? How are you going to market something you haven't researched? How are you going to sell something you haven't developed? How are you going to sell something you haven't researched? See, this all go hand in hand. How are you going to help customers serve customers on things that you haven't researched or developed? So all these things go hand in hand that you need them all. So you need to be able to hear and see. You need to be able to hold and grab. You need to be able to walk and run. You need to be able to stand. These are all things you need to do with your business. Now, this is why I started off. There's always work to do. See, it's always work to do. So when someone said, I don't have enough work to do in my business, I said, well, apparently you're not understanding all the departments you have in your business. So let's go a little bit further. Uh, let's talk about a heart, for instance. So you got a heart, that's part of it. And here's something for your heart is where your heart pump blood out and to your whole body, right? To all your organs and everything. Your heart is really, really important. Kind of hard to live a life without a heart, right? So, your heart is pumping blood into your body, into your other organs. And see, that's the same thing. You have to have your heart into your business. If you don't have your heart into your business, that means you won't have your heart into marketing your business. You won't have your heart into selling in your business. You won't have your heart into servicing customers in your business. You won't have your heart into your business supplies in your business. You won't have your heart into research in your business. Nor would you have your heart into development, anything in your business. So you got to have your heart into it. So in other words, getting things you like to be involved with. And I say that pretty much on every series that we do. I'm always saying, do stuff you like. Get involved with stuff you love to do. Do things of that nature. Because if you don't have your heart in it, how are you going to actually do those other things? Because let's go back to the person that said, I don't like sales. I don't want to sell. Oh, no, not me selling. And then you in something where you don't even have your heart into it. Well, the chances of you selling is pretty much almost zero because of the fact that your heart is not even into the business that you're doing anyway. So why would you go out there and ask somebody to buy something? Why would you even invest the money to market something? Why would you even get involved with trying to serve a customer? Because your heart is not into the business anyhow. So one of the things you have to do, you have to have your heart into the business. It's so you can pump blood into all the other areas of your business. So let's talk about the brain, for instance. So that's part of it. It's kind of hard to live a life without a brain too, right? So, you have your brain, and then the brain, that's your educational part of the business. You have to be knowledgeable about your business. You got to know stuff about your business. Yeah, you might say, "Oh, I want to earn money." So this is how a lot of us come into business. This is how I came into business. Uh, I wanted money. Money was the motivation, right? I wanted, hey, they got money on the table. I want it, right? I want to make more money over here in this business than I'm doing this job. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. I mean, that's just where I was when I started. However, I realized that you can want all the money you want, but if you don't know what you're doing, then chances are you probably won't earn a lot of money from the business because you don't know what you're doing. So you have to learn first so you can earn more. The more you learn, then the more you earn. But you can't earn more if you don't learn more. So you have to be in education, understanding your business, learning about your business, seeing what's about your business, right? Because of the fact that you want to earn money from the business. Now, it also goes into when you think about this, when people, and this is what happened to me at one time in my life, so I know that these things happen. That's why I don't want you to fall into these traps. See, it's a big difference with having your mind on your business and having business on your mind, or having your business on your mind. That's a big difference, right? See, I was the guy that had my business on my mind. I didn't have my mind on my business. Now, here's what I mean. See, when something is on something, that means something, like for instance, this book is on top of this table, right? So that means the table is beneath it. Well, this is how it was in my life at one time. My business was on top of my mind. And see, when you have your business on top of your mind, it can impact all the rest of your life negatively, because the only thing that's on your mind is business. Business, 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 all the time, right? Now you want your mind on your business, meaning you want to be on top of your business, not have your business on top of you. And see, because you don't want your business to smother you. Now you can't, you're not having your parents and children and spouses and all these different people, brothers and sisters and all these. Nobody knows you because the only thing that's on your mind is business, 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 right? But so you want to make sure your mind is on top of your business. And then when your mind is on top of your business, now you can see the sales department. You can see the marketing department and the customer service department and the business service department, as well as the research and development department. You can see all these different things because your mind is on top of the business and not the other way around. So these are some of the things that you need to understand. So a lot of times people say, well, I need to make a business plan. So it's cool if you make a business plan. Now, again, when I came in, I didn't have a business plan. I told you I need to earn so much money because I don't work on that job anymore. They don't need me anymore. So, my business plan was I was earning this much money over there with them, and bills are coming due on the first, right? That was my motivation. Now that's not always good. Now it worked for a minute, but it can't work for a long time. So a business plan. Now you don't have to be all technical because some people they spend 5 years making a business plan, never do anything, right? And the purpose of a business plan, people say make a 5-year business plan, and I guess that's cool if you only plan on being in business for 5 years. But when you know that this is you're trying to control your working present and your working future, your plan is to keep working this business or these businesses or whatever it may do. You plan on doing this for the next, I guess, forever, right? Until you leave the planet, because you're trying to take control of your working present and your working future. Like in last session, I discussed that you need to understand that your security is in opportunity. And you must understand that opportunity is what you're doing and what you're searching for all the time. You're always searching for opportunity, not so that you can be in something today and then be in something totally different tomorrow. No, your supplies are in the opportunity. Like I used last session, the word in opportunity, I use port. Port is a harbor. And you get all your supplies at the harbor. When you understand that, then you put yourself in the position that you're always opportunity driven, opportunity led, any way you want to put it, because you're always seeking out opportunities to have more opportunities for your business. Now, if you're not going to work on your sales department, and you may be a real nice person, really, you might really be a nice person, and that doesn't mean you're gonna make sales because you're a nice person. Okay, so you're gonna have to actually go out there and you're gonna have to learn some things about sales, right? Education, right? How to sell your product, how to know more about your product, how to know more about your service, or whatever it may be. Just because here's something I want you to realize: you're not the only person selling what you're selling. There's another restaurant around the corner. There's another dry cleaners down the street. There's another grocery store 2 blocks over. There's another accountant over there, another attorney over there, another real estate person, another insurance person. There's a whole lot of other people doing exactly what you're doing. Now, that doesn't mean you're not needed. However, people can go to a whole lot of people before they can find you if you don't get good at knowing how to market your business and selling from your business and all these different things. So this is why this is important that you need all these departments exist. This is why you can't walk through as being an entrepreneur and say, I'm bored. What you doing today? Nothing. Nothing. How you doing? Nothing. Right? Or nothing. I'm sorry. How you doing? Nothing all day, right? So you because you should have something to do. You don't have anything to do in the sales department? Nope. What about the marketing department? Nope. You have anything to do in customer service? Nope. Business supplies? Nope. I mean, research and development? Nope. See, you can't go all day and not have anything to do, and all week and not have anything to do with any of your business or to be an entrepreneur. This is how you become a better entrepreneur. Now, you may break this up and separate this in days. You may say, hey, Tuesday is customer service day for me. Hey, Thursday is sales day for me. It may be that. Sunday is research and development day for me, right? You may break it up all that way, but you still got to give some attention to the business. You still have to be on top of the business so that you can actually see where to go and how to work the business effectively for yourself. Knowing that means that you need to understand that the business always eats first. And see, this is what happens to a lot of us in business. So we earn a lot of money and we go out and buy new houses, cars, boats, and planes, and all type of stuff, right? Because we say, "Ooh, I earned this much money." Yeah, but you got all these expenses because you got a business. Because the business eat first. If the business don't eat first, then both of y'all gonna starve to death, right? Both of y'all gonna. That means you're gonna be out of business. So the business must get the money first. You must say, "Well, I don't want the business to get the money first." Well, you cannot want the business to get the money first, and you cannot even give the business the money. But I'm telling you, it's gonna hurt you, and eventually you're probably gonna find yourself out of business. So the business always get their cut first, because the business is what's gonna keep you alive. The business is what's gonna keep you in a position so that you have total control over your working present, as well as having total control over your working future. Once you understand that, then you say, okay, business, the money came in. I got to pay all these business expenses first. Now, this is how sometimes people say, man, they earn $100,000 from their business, but really they may have grossed $100,000, but they might only net it 10,000. Right? Because they had to pay employees, they had to pay when they delegated, they had to pay for marketing, they had to pay for all these different things that they have, packaging and all type of things, right? So they had to pay for things, so they didn't actually earn all of the money, even though it seemed like they earned all the money. But when you're an employee, you don't understand all the expenses going on. Because the truth of the matter is, when you work on a job, you are an expense to the company, right? So when the sales department bring this in, and keep this in mind, every company has a sales department. Every company has a sales department. Sales make the whole company go round. Now I know a lot of people don't understand that, but every company has sales. And every company, if they don't have a whole lot of salespeople, you better believe they got a whole lot of marketing going on, right? Because that's how they make sales with the marketing. And that's how they that's how they get other sales is with salespeople. So these things are important. So you can hate sales all you want. And what you're saying is that you hate making money with your business, right? You hate earning money from the business. So you have to understand that the business eats first, and expenses is always happening first. And so when the money comes into the business, there's two things that have to be taken care of first. One are expenses for the business. Every business have expenses, even yours, right? Even if you're doing this out your home, even if it's just you doing it, you have expenses with this business. The second thing that it actually take care of is expansion. You should always be in the midst of trying to expand the business too. So you have to take care. I call them the two X's, right? You need to take care of expenses and expansion. After those two things are taken care of, then you can start looking at some of that money for yourself, right? And help take care of you. And sometimes it's not a whole lot, especially when you first start. There's not a lot of money there. This is why you have to make sure you spend a lot of time at making sales. If you're not making sales, your business is gonna fail. It's just the way it is. I don't care what business it is. It can be a big old company, Fortune 500 company, or it can be you just starting. You got to focus on making sales with your business. So here's something else for you too. Because a lot of times we come in business, we say some things like, I'm working for myself, or I don't want to stay on that job. I'm working for myself. And to a certain degree, that may be accurate. But when I ask a person, who do you work for? And a lot of times people say, for me, I work for me. Well, the reality is that we really don't work for ourselves per se, because you don't buy enough stuff from you to take care of you, right? So you don't really work from you for you, because you don't go to the sales department and say, I'm gonna spend $10,000 worth of money from at my business so I can take care of me, because that's not true. So who you really work for? You work for the customers. You don't really work for yourself. You work for the people that you serve, and your business is serving somebody. And so it's a solution. Now, someone would say, no, that can't be true. Every business is not a solution. Because you see some of these businesses out here, they doing this and doing that, and I don't agree with that. That's negative or whatever you want to say. You may not think it's a solution for you, but for that, the people that buy from that business, guess what they say? That's a solution for them. So just because you may not think it's a solution, maybe you may not think they're serving the community, you may not think they're serving the city or the state, but to the people that purchase things from them, they say that thing solved problems in my life. Again, it might not solve problems in yours, but the people that buy from there, they give that money up because that thing they whatever they purchasing, it solves a problem for them. So you don't need to combat and try to debate with what's serving or what's a solution because that's really none of your business, right? We talking about your business. Is your business a solution to somebody? And the truth of the matter is, it is. Your grocery store is a solution to somebody, right? Your dry cleaner is a solution to somebody. Your car dealership is a solution to somebody. It's not a solution to everyone, but it is a solution to someone. So you have to realize that you work for the customers. So when you're on a job, a lot of times you don't like anybody giving you orders, right? You don't like people telling you what to do. But when you're in business, you earn more money by getting more orders. But see, the orders are different in business, right? And you're an entrepreneur. When people give you an order in business, they purchase something for you from you. They ordering 5 of those, 10 dresses, whatever, right? They're ordering 10 pieces of chicken, whatever it is, right? They're ordering something for you. So they're giving you an order. I want 10 pieces of chicken, right? I want that car, right? I want a 2-bedroom house. They're giving you a quote unquote order, but the orders are different. They're not demeaning like they are sometime on a job. You better get here or else I'm gonna fire you. I'm gonna write you up, right? They threaten you and everything on the job. That doesn't happen out here like that. So people, when you get these orders, you must realize that you need to get a lot of orders. And the people that get the most orders usually do the best in the business, whatever business that they're in. So you need customers. You need a lot of these. Every business, and you hear me say this pretty much in every series, every business need customers. Your business need customers. My business need customers. We all need customers. There's not a business in business that don't need customers. They all need them. And now what normally hurts us a lot of time, oh, I got enough customers, I'm good. Okay. You can never have too many customers, right? Because every day is a new day. And what did I say earlier? When you step into this new day, you are unemployed. And your job is to go look for work. But you said, but yesterday, you don't understand, man. Yesterday I had so many customers, man. I earned so much money yesterday. Yeah, that's yesterday. It's a brand new day and you unemployed again, right? So you have to understand that that's not bad to be unemployed. That just means that you're not employed with a company, but you're employed by your business that you're operating. So that means that you have to go to work. And every business has to wake up and go to work every day. That includes yours. So you need to understand, who do I work for, right? I work for the customers that I serve. That's why I always need these customers to help me with my business. The better I get with these customers, the better I get at acquiring more customers, then the more money I'll be able to earn, or the position that I will be in will be much better for me. I must realize that what I got to actually make sure the business eat first. The business is like a person, and they got this stomach. With some people, you have children or something like that. You can feed them so much, or you can even a pet, right? A dog and a cat. You can feed them so much they stop eating, right? That doesn't happen with a business. It's got like this bottomless pit as a stomach, right? It's always hungry, always, right? So you have to always feed the business. So that's why you have to always find more customers and always realize that you have work to do. You have a solution to your business. Your business is a solution. You must understand that. Now you have to ask yourself this: what solutions does my business have for me to solve for people? And if you don't understand that, you'll put yourself in the position waiting on everybody to come find you. And again, I wish it worked that way. Now, maybe some people will get on the internet. Maybe some people will say, for me, I do nothing. I just stay in bed all day and then I earn millions and millions of dollars by the minute. Hey, I'm happy for you. If that's what happens, right? You stay in bed all day and you earn millions and millions of dollars every day. Okay. Now, for the rest of those folks, the rest of us that doesn't happen to, you're going to have to get out there and do some things. You're going to have to get out there and work, right? You're going to have to get out there and learn more about your business. You're going to have to get out there and ask people to buy stuff from your business. And the problem that we have a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we are afraid to ask people to buy stuff. Hey, would you buy groceries from my grocery store? Excuse me. Hey, would you buy things from a restaurant? We just think that, especially with the social media era, we just think, hey, I put it on social media, but we don't ask anybody to buy. You have to make it a point to ask people to buy, somebody to buy daily, weekly, or something. And you might need to keep a record of this. How many people did you ask to buy something from you today? And how many zeros can you go on? So you might need to keep the little spreadsheet, a little graph or something. You don't want to use a computer or whatever. Write it on paper and put Monday through Sunday, right? And just have little boxes. How many people did you ask to buy something today? 1, 2, 5, 55, whatever. And if it was zero, just put zero. Now, after you do this for a while and you see all these 0 days going on, then you're going to start saying, wow, if I didn't ask anybody to buy, it's kind of hard for them to buy because I never asked anybody. So you're going to have to put yourself in a position where you're asking people to buy things from you. Because sometimes, even when you're promoting and marketing out there in the real world, you're asking people to buy to a certain degree there, but you don't know, you can't hear their answer, right? You put an advertising up, like I promoted someone today, right? And someone, he didn't hear the answer, yes or no, right? Because I promoted them, but we didn't hear like, "Ooh, yeah, I need it." Oh no, I don't need it. So that's what happens when you promoting or marketing. But when you actually just selling, you have to make it a point that you're asking people to buy something from you. If you're selling real estate, you got to ask people, do you want to buy a house? You got to ask people, do you want to sell a house? If you're selling insurance, you got to ask people, do you want to buy insurance? That you have to ask people those things. You selling cars, you got to ask somebody, you want to buy a car? Right? You got to ask people about the restaurant. You want some lunch, dinner? You want to feed your family? You have to ask people this, right? Because a lot of us when we start, and most of us never get to this point anyway, and it's not bad, but a lot of us when we start, we don't have the big advertising budgets that some major companies may have. So since you don't have those big advertising budgets, you got your advertising, part of your advertising is asking people to buy stuff from you. And this is why you need to understand that this is important to the business, that it helps you know who you work for, but it also puts you in a position to know that there's always work to do. There's never a day in business where you don't have any work to do. Now you can take off today, say, I'm not going to do any work today. That's one thing. But you can't say I'm going to be in business today and I don't have any work to do. There's always work to do in business. And so once you understand that, so you have to say, what department do I need to work on the most? What area of my business do I need to work on the most? Because all the areas are important. Research and development is just as important as uh, marketing and sales. They all are important. There's none of those are not more important than the other. They all are just as important as the other. And when you understand that, now you have something to do. So what are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do next week? So you're going to have to actually probably have some type of planner, right? Some type of something that you can write these things down so you can have things to do, things to do list or whatever, checklist, so that you can kind of make sure you stay on top of your business. And if not, you're going to either have your business on top of you, or then your business may become non-existent because you're not making any sales from the business. So you need to understand that all these things work together with the opportunity. That's why I shared with you last session. If someone bring an opportunity, they should tell you all the requirements that's involved with the opportunity. Show you the work, right? Because all opportunities have work involved with them. There's all these opportunities. People say, well, you don't have to do any work. I don't know how that works. I really don't. Again, I've been in business a long time. I've been scammed a few times. I've been taken advantage of a few times. I'm not happy to say all that, right? Because see, I was looking for the easy way out. People said, man, you don't have to do nothing, right? You don't have to do nothing. No work at all. What? Yeah. All you need to do is $500, whatever, right? What? You putting this money in and you trying to do your no work, and guess what? You make no money, right? So that happened to me a few times. Then I kind of wised up and said, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of that idea that there's no work, right? That everything, in order to get anything, you got to put the work into it. You got to put the work in it, right? And if you don't put work into the system, then you're not gonna put yourself in a situation where you are in a better situation because you haven't put work into it. So your job is to realize you have to put more work into what you're doing, and stop trying to be fooled and look for the easy way and how I can do nothing. How can I do nothing for 6 days and look like I get paid for millions of dollars? Again, some that may have happened to people. I'm not saying it didn't happen to them, but most a whole lot of people doing that stuff and they still broke, right? So it means you have to put the work into it and realize you have to do all these different things. You have to research all these different things, and you have to get in relationships with people in different areas, right? So that you can understand how to actually make these things happen. So I'm big on getting information, right? Apparently, I'm teaching the show, and all my shows are teaching shows, right? So you have to invest in yourself in regards to the business that you're in. You have to get better and smarter and more knowledgeable about the business that you have. So I'm big on getting you a coach, getting you some type of consultant, get you some help, right? Get you some help because if you've been working a job for 15, 20 years, when did you learn about business? When? You haven't, right? You say, oh, I saved up, I took everything out of my 401k so I can start this business. Wonderful. But when did you learn about business? So you might have to invest in a business coach, right? A business consultant, right? You might have to invest in those type of people. You're going to have to invest in reading materials to help you out in those areas. And those things will help you become more efficient in your business, but you're going to have to put the work in. You're going to have to work this business, work your business out. And you can't work it for one day in a row, one week in a row, because if you're trying to control your working present, and if you're in the process of trying to control your working future, then your job is that you need to keep working and working the business as often as possible. The better you get at that, then the better you're going to get in the business, the better you will get as an entrepreneur because of those things. So let me promote this guy one more time before I do a final recap. And again, you take some notes here. Hopefully, you took some notes, but you can take this information down as well. Again, Mr. Emmett Farmer, are you 65 and older or know someone who is in need of Medicare assistance? Mr. Emmett Farmer is a licensed life and health insurance producer and an independent insurance broker. He can be reached at 773 908 9425 or efarmer, numeric number two, efarmer2 at ameritech.net. Mr. Emmett Farmer specializes in Medicare plans for seniors 65 and older. Also, if you are disabled and have Medicare, he can help you as well. He is licensed in Illinois, Texas, and in the process of being licensed in many other states as well. If you are 65 and older, or if you will become 65 within the next 6 to 12 months, contact Mr. Emmett Farmer to learn more about your available options. For more information, again, contact Emmett Farmer at 773 908 9425. That's 773 908 9425. Or eFarmer, EFAR as in Robert, M as in Mike, E, the numeric number 2 at ameritech.net. eFarmer at ameritech.net. And you also get a free consultation by mentioning that you heard about Mr. Emmett Farmer and his business here on the Great Business Skills Show here on IntellectualRadio.com with the host, Dr. Anthony L. Gant. So let's do a small recap before we close this thing out here. So first off, you must realize there's always work to do, right? You have to always look for work. When you look for work, that'll prevent you from going to look for a job. You have nothing against a job, but you're in business. So you need to look for work. And you need to always try to look at it as I'm an unemployed person. I'm always looking for work because there's always work to do. There's never a day in business that you don't have any work to do. You need to understand that you have these business parts that you have to be familiar with. You have to, again, the legs and feet. Feet are the cells of your business. The business can't stand without feet, right? The person can't stand without feet, or your business can't stand either without sales. So you have the feet. The legs are the marketing department. So you need to have a marketing department to help you make more sales. You have your arms and your hands. It's your customer service department as well as your business services department. So working with your business suppliers is also working with your customers. You got your eyes and ears. That's your research and development. So you need to research things out so you can make them better. You need to be able to see. Your business can only go as far as you can see it going. And if you don't hear what customers are saying or potential customers are saying, then you won't develop anything for them to buy. So you need to make sure that you are hearing and seeing more things so that you can actually do better with your business. Also, you have to have your heart into the business. If you don't have your heart into the business, it's going to be hard for you to actually pump blood or pump energy, pump excitement, pump all these different things into the other areas of your business because your heart is not into it. So you want to get into a business that you like to be involved in and a business that you want to be involved in to make sure it can take care of your working present as well as your working future. Also, you got to have a business brain, right? You got to have, not have business on top of your mind. You just need to have your mind on top of your business. You need to be on top of your business in every aspect of your business as often as you can, because there's always work to do. And you don't work for yourself, you work for the customers that you serve. You're trying to serve a lot of customers so that you can earn a lot of money, right? That's the objective. You want to get a lot of orders from customers, not a lot of orders from being at a job. So those are the things that you want to do. So we're gonna close with that. And as I close, always keep in mind that great business people aren't born great. Great business people are made because they have great business skills. And I'll see you next time. All right, Facebook. Thanks for being on. Could have been anywhere, but you decided to be real with me. I do appreciate you taking the time. Hope you learned something. Please share. Hit the share and share this out with some other people. Hope you took some notes. I hope you took some notes.